Okay. Oh my goodness, I've always wanted to do like a random question tag in the longest time. For the longest time, English. Oh my goodness. This might be a mess. Also because my English quota for the day is finished and I'm answering these questions late at night. So yeah, I have like random questions on my phone. Can you see? Can you see? No. Oh, it won't focus. But I have random questions. I have not seen these questions at all, so we're gonna be seeing them together. I think this is gonna be fun, no? I hope so. Okay, first question. Who was your first crush and what were they like? Ah. Do I remember? Oh yes, I remember. High school, he was so cute, and he didn't even believe I existed. Unfortunately, I had bad hair, guys. I had, a bad afro that my mom would be like patting down. Like, I don't know if I wish I had like a picture that I'd show you. It was so bad. My hair was so stubborn, so she'd like put every morning she'd spray it with water and like pat it down to like sit in a certain shape. Obviously he was not going to notice me. I don't even fault him for that. What was he like? He was really nice. He was really nice. Okay, can you describe what your first heartbreak was like? It was so bad. I don't think any heartbreak is nice. I think I cried. Oh my goodness. He chose someone else over me, and that did mess with my self-esteem that I worked so hard to build. Oh no. That my father worked so hard to build, because the father stays. It was actually a very it wasn't a nice feeling, but I came out of it very enlightened about a lot of things, and I'd like to think that I matured a lot from it. And I was young, he was young, and I don't even really fault him for that. I think it was just our youthfulness, sort of. I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't nice, but so many lessons learned from that experience. Yeah. What was the biggest lesson from your worst heartbreak? That may not that may not that, well, I learned, let me see. I learned that I think I don't know if this happens often for you guys, but when you're in a relationship, like, you tend to visualize the future too much, and so you sort of don't see you don't see the red flags right in front of you, because you want this person to desperately be so perfect, because you don't want anybody else, and you want this to be sort of like a long-term thing, and so you ignore so many things that you shouldn't, right? Yeah, you ignore so many things that you shouldn't. And but the funny thing also is that we do not pay attention to our body language when we're in a relationship. Half the time your body does communicate to you in moments of uncomfortability, but because we purposely, I think I also I'm a victim of that. Like you do not want to recognize that your body is trying to communicate something with you. And even your heart, by the way, there's just a different way pumps when you're loved, when you're loved right. And You know, perhaps when things are not right, your heart will be skipping beats, but you won't even notice, and you'll be thinking that no, you know, it's probably something else. But your body is trying to tell you something. We need to pay attention to how our bodies feel, you know, around people, around relationships. I think that would help us, you know, avoid certain things. So, you know, I learned perhaps to pay attention to, you know, how I feel and not to ignore red flags. Make sense? I hope so. Alright. What's something you used to believe about relationships but no longer do? That they're romantic. Oh my goodness. Anyway, what is something I believe? I used to believe. I think it's perhaps, you know, I used to think that relationships were so simple. I actually did envision that there would be this Prince Charming that's going to come on a horse and whisk me away into the sunset and then would live happily ever after. Do you see how naive I was? But in reality, relationships are a lot of work. It takes two very committed, determined people to work towards a common goal and to choose each other every day to make it work. And I think if you ask very successful couples or couples that perhaps inspire you and have been together for a long time, they will tell you the exact same things. It's a lot of work. Everybody needs to work towards it. And I think when we're young, I just actually thought like I was going to marry my high school sweetheart. We were going to have kids. I was going to be cooking. Now I don't even believe like I should cook all the time. Yeah, but when you grow, you know, I think experiences change our perceptions on a lot of things, and that I think that's what happened with me. Things that I used to believe, I do not believe at all, and I question everything. So yeah, I believe it's a lot of work. I believe people need to be committed to making it work, if it makes sense. I hope so. Okay. Were you popular in high school? No. With that kind of hair, how? But I was head girl of my school, but not popular, fun enough. I come from a small town. You'd think that people would know me. No, I was not popular. What's your definition of romance? Paris, whisk me away. Take me to some cruise in Hawaii. Hey. Well, I think I also could interpret this question to mean what is your what's the definition of love? What's your love language? Yeah, acts of service, sprinkle in a little words of affirmation, and I'm sorted. I think for me, love is best shown to me by the little things that, you know, somebody would do for me. I don't want to give away too much, but yes, that. I think I'm going to end it with this question. And there's so many questions I can't obviously manage to answer all of them or most of them. It's too much. Do you think infidelity is always a deal breaker no matter what? Guys, you cheat on me, I'm gone. Pack bags, everything, like delete your number, hey, forget you, go to therapy, erase every memory, Matt. Period. This is what I used to believe, I think, for the longest time. I was like, there's no way somebody who says they love you can cheat on you. But in reality, there's so many complexities to love. And it's not, you know, that, you know how Bemba said, no, it's not that. But as I have grown older, and you know, the more you try to understand also from psychologists the behavior of men, you know, you then understand that infidelity is not always black and white. And I know, like, some people would crucify me and say, no, when he cheats, he does not like you. But there's many things that, you know, are encompassed in infidelity. And also very quickly you might understand that, you know, men are so much capable of weird things. Like, men have, you know, meaningless endowment with sex workers that, trust me, mean nothing. And how men are engineered is so weird. I don't know how to explain it. And is it a deal breaker? I'm not too sure. You know, I think it's different for everybody. For me, honestly, I do not want to be like, oh, you know, I'll never stay in a, you know, in a relationship where someone cheats on me. But I'd like to get there first. I don't think I've been in a situation where I've had to make that very, you know, important decisions of whether to stay or to leave. And you know, anyway, to just say more on this issue is that, you know, sometimes we look at women who stay, you know, after their partners constantly cheat on them, and we're like, why are you staying? But girl, infidelity is not her deal breaker. Of course she's going to stay, you know. So for some women, that's just not it. But I still sort of, I am judgmental, I admit, to women who stay in abusive relationships. I'm like, you know, if you have an option to leave, why can't you leave? But also there's so many complexities to that. I know some women that, you know, could probably have a difficulty. I think it's not just as easy as us saying, oh, leave, you know. There's many things, and yeah. So, but I think the common thing here would be, I do not want to sound like a relationship coach, by the way, but I think every one of us should make sure that we stay in relationships where we are loved, and in relationships where we are happy, where our bodies feel right, relationships that are good for our mental health. Yeah. Guys, this has been fun. I hope to do this again. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.